It's time for the Gettin Outdoors podcast, Town Country United Bank Lake Millers Ferry Weekend Hunting and Fishing Report. A weekly update on water conditions, ramp events, generating schedule, what's biting, and seasonal hunting information with outdoor reporters Joe Allen Dunn, Kevin Sims, and Shane Jones. This weekly hunting and fishing report is brought to you by the good folks at Town Country United Bank in Camden, Alabama, serving their customers for over 40 years. Town Country United Bank's highest priority is satisfied customers. Now, here's your weekend Lake Millers Ferry hunting and fishing report.
Come summertime, we're feeling fine, fishing on the lake, flipping jigs and Carolina rigs, from early morning till real late. Bonfires on the creek bank, kick back a couple beers. Yeah, we command the outdoors around here. Yeah, we command the outdoors. Yeah, we command the outdoors. Next year's doves until you know winter's on the way. Brushing blinds and deer stands. Fever starts to creep. Fill our freezers full of ducks, lots of tender deer. Yeah, we command the outdoors around here. Yeah, we command the outdoors. Yeah, we
another one on the B&B
command the
Silver
outdoors. So grab your guns and shells, boys. Put on your camouflage. 'Cause we command the outdoors around here. We command the outdoors.
Team Bigfoot in the house.
Shane Jones, crappie.
Got it.
First one, 2023, smackdown.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report for the last weekend of December the 29th through December the 31st, 2023. And we ain't doing a podcast this week. We just doing this live show. We got a good crowd on here already. How you doing, Laurel Crane, Butts, Jolly Owens? Brian Taylor, Big Bama Bryant's in the house, Noonan Hall. Happy New Year to you, Noonan Hall, down there in Natchez, Mississippi. Mike Letkins tuned in fresh off the river from down around Peachtree with all them crappie he caught. So we're glad to have all y'all tuned in here. Shane couldn't be here today. He is what did he say he was doing? Threading pipes. But we got a special guest, Mr. Travis Powell is in the house. Joe Allen Dunn, outdoor reporter. Kevin Sims, appreciate everybody tuning in. Tim Maddox is tuned in. He's been wearing them out up there on Bankhead. Old Bud, your number one man. We missed old Bud Saturday at Dunn Sports when Santa Claus was there, Joe Allen.
I know. We needed Bud there. He could have punched Santa up and got him a special Christmas gift.
I guarantee you, we had a good time at Dunn Sports Saturday with old Santa Claus. He was there for about 2 hours and had a lot of folks come by there. And I was really, really glad to see him. We got a lot to talk about. Kevin's got some fishing stuff to talk about. Travis Powell is the hottest thing on Lake Millers Ferry right now for crappie and catfish. And and I want to start off by Joe Allen. You asked me the other day about Richard Wright at Town Country United Bank. He's been working now for 40 years, and this is his last week. He's retiring this week, and I want to shout out to old Richard. I always tried to get him to come on the show, but I never could get him to come on the show. Did you get up with him today, Joe Allen?
No, but he's been there 40 years. That's 40 years. I remember when they first moved down to where I'm living. So it's 40 years having that camp down there because I bought my camp from Richard.
Yeah, I remember that. No, you didn't buy it. You stole it. You
He-
showed.
He been kicking himself in the butt for 40 years.
Yeah, he sure has. As old Chris Blunt, him and Levi tore him up this week on Millers Ferry too. Appreciate Chris tuning in. Daryl Estes is tuned in. Robbie Way is tuned in. Appreciate all of y'all tuning in tonight. We're gonna have a big show. We're gonna come with some great information. Let me throw this up here right quick because I had somebody call me this week and wanted me to help them set up their live scope. And I always tell people when they get a live scope, and I know a lot of y'all got live scope for Christmas, and Travis is a perfect example of somebody that just got a live scope and is trying to figure it out. That is the settings that Shane wants you to start out with, and you just go into your live scope and start out with that right there, and then what you do, and Travis, you can help me with this. You just got to get out on the water and work with it. It's time on the water. Am I right about that?
Yeah, the day that I got mine and got it all set up, and you told me to say, go put it in, go find you somewhere and tie the boat up and throw your jig, and I'll see how far you're throwing out. I did that. I went over to Shell Creek. I put in. I went behind the old bridge and started looking, seeing what everything looks like and figuring out feet, how far I'd pull right up to it. And if it said it was 10 foot, I'd look and see how the footage and all work. And I flew with the gain and just zooming way out the forward viewing. But it takes time. It still aggravates me.
Well, it takes time, but I tell you, the way I got mine dialed in and Shane dialed mine in, I literally can see the jig when it hits the water. I can see it splash. And that's when it's dialed in, I guarantee you. Miss Dottie's tuned in, Kevin.
Hey, Mom.
And good morning, good afternoon, Rusty Pearson. How you doing, my friend? David Gassner's tuned in. And but talking about that live scope, the guy asked me, he said, how do you help me set mine up? Well, there it is. That right there is how you set it up. That's where I would start right there. With your TVG off, your ghost reject off, your no reject on high, color limit off / depth, color gain at 85%, you focus at 145. And now my gain, it depends on the water clarity, and sometimes you're going to have to move it up. I have moved my gain up as high as 85, but it just depends on the water. You're just going to have to work with that gain. But I guarantee you, when you get it right, it is something else. And but nobody can tell you how to use it. I timed it when I first got my live scope. It took me 40 hours to get comfortable with it. 40 hours, and it took me probably 300 hours before I was confident in it. And Travis, you're doing that now. Are you confident in it now?
No, not at all.
But you got you every time you go on the water, you learn
something different about it. I was using fluorocarbon, and I swapped 2 of my reels over to braid. And I took a guy with me yesterday that had never been around live scope, and he used one of my reels with braid, and he was saying, "Where's my jig?" I said, "Look, you can see your braid on there.
You see
You can't see the fluorocarbon, but I can see the braid on there." I said, He said, "Well, I can't see my jig." I said, "It's behind that log. Pull it up and just follow the line down, and you'll see the jig." And right. He told me, he said, "I'm fixing to spend $50,000. I can't believe this.
And he did. He did. Is that the one?
No, that's another one. This is another guy that went with me yesterday.
But and I can tell you something else. Now the ice scope's a whole nother animal. But let me tell you, I upgraded my side imaging unit from a 7-inch to a 10-inch, and it made a hell of a difference. And Travis Powell has figured that side imaging out. Now talk about that a minute, Travis.
Well, I hadn't got it figured out all the way. I kind of cheat now though. I leave my trolling motor down. I put it in straight and put it out to like 80, 90 foot, and I just saddle the bank and try to follow the ledge of where it drops off, like anywhere from 14, and then the river drops off. I get right along there and I'm looking up front at my live scope, and if I see anything pop up like stumps or treetops, I jump up there real quick and turn around and scan it. I'm using my live scope as it's in the water and I'm driving my boat.
That's the way Joe
Just
Allen.
lucky,
that's
just
the way
lucky
Joe-
I hadn't hit something shallow yet.
That's the way Joe Allen's gonna do when he gets his.
But that's the way I found the fish the other day, that I was just easing down through there and I seen, tops and structure, and I jumped up there and spun it around. And look, I said, oh, it's fish there. I started fishing, and that's where I caught a lot of them big crappie the other day.
Kendall and White and River Pate tuned in. How y'all doing? I reckon y'all up there in Chilla Creek. Mike Leckins. Let's see what he says. He says, I have 3 of them all work best on different settings. I guess you just got to play with it, Mike. Now, Kenny Massengill caught 20 fish, weighed 21 pounds, 21 fish, it weighed 21 pounds today. And it says whether you're running a 32 or 34, you running a 34.
I ran 34.
Yeah, you got the 34. I got the 32. Shane's got the 32. And Joe Allen had the 32. What are you going to put on when you upgrade, Joe Allen?
I don't know. I'm going to get in the book and study it.
Yeah, Bud Williamson said it sounds like another legend in the making. He's already a legend for wild hogs and catfish, Bud.
No.
And now he's fixing to be a legend with crappie. And I'm so glad he came in here today. I've been trying to get him in here forever, but I did want to go before we go to the hunting and fishing report. I got a question to ask each one of y'all. Kevin, I'm gonna start with you. What is your New Year's resolution this year?
New Year's resolution. I guess I hope I get to fish more. How about that?
All right, that's good. What about you, Joe Allen?
It's like everybody else's. I'm going to lose between 50 and 75 pounds. And then I'm going to beat Shane Jones and Travis at fishing every time we go.
Oh, wow.
I figured it was getting a new cookbook collection.
Hey, Big Dad, that sounds like a Christmas miracle instead of a New Year's resolution.
Well, that's not a resolution.
What's your resolution, Travis?
I'm fixing to lose a bunch of weight and fish a lot.
There you go. I think I'll do the same thing. But I don't know what I'm worried about Shane now. I'm worried about Shane. I hope he ain't finna lose him like we lost Scott. All right, everybody, let's go to the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report for the weekend, the last weekend in 2023. And we'll start off with the catfish. And we got our annual jugging contest coming up this Monday. And looks like the weather's going to be good. I'm not too much worried about bait, but I understand bait is a hard thing to get right now, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, if we don't get the skipjacks, I'll bring the net and we'll make a couple stops, try to get a few fresh shad that Travis was talking about before we went on air about the shad getting out from under the net. They don't get out from under Alcatraz. They can't run from it.
That's that 12-foot net.
Yeah, you need a big net now.
Yeah, but you gotta be on a barge to throw that dead gun big net.
We'll go in my boat.
And yeah, but we'll do that. And Brad Jordan and Mason Lloyd caught a big old blue cat down there in Claiborne on some jugs using live brim for bait this week. And they caught it on noodles. Yeah, caught them on noodles. I just haven't heard any catfish reports. Have y'all heard any catfish reports?
No, not nobody, not like the tight liners and stuff, and I didn't see it this weekend, but I went below the dam. I didn't see a soul down there. We the only one there.
Well, that's really all I know about catfishing. I see Chad said he's headed to Wheeler tomorrow to pre-fish for that tournament Saturday. And
last week when we talked about the high water, we really, really need that high water. I'm hoping that little bit of rain will get a little rise and maybe put a little color in the water. I mean, it's like below the dam. It was like weird. We went down there Christmas Eve morning, you know, and like I said, I was standing there on the end of the land, and I could see the end of the concrete out there, and the water was 3 or 4 foot deep. You know, man, just clear as gin. There on the end of the land, the concrete out there, and the water was 3 or 4 foot deep. You know, man, just clear as there on the end of the land. The concrete out there, and the water was 3 or 4 foot deep. You know, man, just clear as there on the end of the land. The concrete out there, and the water was 3 or 4 foot deep. You know, man, just clear as there on the end of the land.
What about shad balls? Did y'all see any down there?
I didn't see any shad yesterday.
We was live scoping and side imaging, and we did not see any balls of shad. But now we didn't start like really looking around until they cut the water off. You know, when we went to just like we would just run electronics, trying to look around, find some new spots. But they cut the water off at 7, and you know, we caught fish till around 8, and then that was that they shut down. We fished at 10 o'clock, but we didn't get many bites after 8.
I didn't look up the water schedule. They pulled in almost all day yesterday. The water temperature is anywhere from 48 to 54 degrees, 55. You know, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think it was 51 when we was down there below the dam. I believe what it was.
Don Lauderdale's tuned in, Kip.
Bye, Don.
Well, Big Daddy.
Everybody need to pray for Don's mama, Miss Ruby Nail. She's not having a tough time right now.
Well, that's a bad time too, but we'll all keep her in our thoughts and prayers. Ronnie McKenzie, how you doing? I hope you getting better and back in that water pretty quick. All right, Kevin, here's what I want to know about. I want to know the story on these right here that I got Christmas Eve morning.
Yeah, well, you know, we got down there. You know, I mean, it's kind of like we went down there to go beat up the spots like we always do this time of year, and you know, we put in like 30 minutes before daylight. We sitting on our spot waiting on it to get daylight to fish on, you know, and we fished, and we went to our second best spot and fished. We ain't caught a spot yet, and we were leaving the second spot, and we was gonna troll across the river and fish down the bank instead of just cranking up. Well, Jamie turned the live scope around, and out there about kind of like Shane's been talking about, there's a big wad of fish out there, and 15, 18 foot of water right out in the current. And it was 30 or 40 fish, and we started throwing a crankbait at them and a light rig, and bam, we started catching a few fish, and then they just kind of quit. Well, having that in that hard current like that, it's hard to stay on the fish with a live scope because you got to drive the boat to be able to stay up there with them. You know, Jamie his Garmin, he don't have the live scope on a separate controller, and we found them again. They was over on the bank, but they was like tucked up under a ledge, and we really couldn't get to them. And we throwed, never got a bite like it. In a few minutes, you know, 8 or 10 of them moved back out there, and that just suspended in the water. And I ain't never caught a lot of suspended fish on a crankbait, but I know it like to be hitting stuff. You know what I mean? When the crankbait, wouldn't it be logs or the bottom or whatever, you know. But we end up catching those fish, you know, and had one that was 454, which is just a nice largemouth below the dam, and we only kept 9. We throw the bigger ones back, but I had 3-quart bags of fillets out of 9 fish. It was pretty good day, you know, and we was really through at 8 o'clock. We stayed to 10, but we was really through at 8 o'clock.
Well, it sounded like a good day. Now, what if you going up in Millers Ferry? What is it? The same thing up there?
Oh yeah. The up in the lake, you know, I imagine you can probably still catch a few fish, you know, like in your cuts and stuff after they turn the water off on a, you know, like go to some plastic stuff like that. You know, but your crankbaits or your shad baits, that's going to be, you know, your cuts and, you know, like whether it be the downriver, upriver, depending on how the ledge is made, you're throwing your crankbaits and stuff, you know, and, you know, the water temperature now, jerk bait's finna be in play. And the first time we get high, the jerk bait's going to get good because it's going to push some of them fish out of the mouth. And but whenever when they cut that water off and it gets dead, you know, you gotta slow down a little bit. Drop shot, Carolina rig, just a Texas rig worm. Slow down just a little bit. You know that daylight bite, your afternoon bite, crankbait's gonna be good whether it's moving or not. But you're going to slow down a little bit during the day if there's no current.
Well, and starting January, you know, we fixed to be the first of the year. all the bass tournaments are going to get started. I don't know
That's
how many
right.
I got on my calendar for January and February, but it's a bunch of them. Now, Joe Allen, I understand that you are making the transition as we speak at Don Sport from hunting season to the fishing season. You told me some exciting news today about some of the new products you finna put in Don Sport. What a bad.
I'm leaning toward. I forgot the name of those plastics. You said you had a bunch of them already.
Limits tackle.
Dang, I can't even think right now. Travis, did you have some we was talking about them, Travis?
Joe Allen, I done spent about $700 on jigs. I'm lost when you said which jig. But the
Anyway,
limits tackle jigs
Limits
is
tackle.
my
Timmy
go-to.
Toms. Bonehead. Bonehead makes a good plastic.
no, this is one that Scott Mitchell, I think, fishes with a lot.
Oh, that's ATX. ATX.
Yes, and then I'm gonna. I'm getting rid of Hillbrandt spinnerbaits. I got them on sale. I'm going with a line of the diamond baits, spinnerbaits, and then not only that though, that's just a fishing part. You know, we turkey stuff is gonna have to come in too, and that's what I'm buying all right now. More turkey calls, turkey clothes, and stuff like that. You know, and transition into that.
We got a new turkey call maker in Wilcox County. Tristan Hargraves is making Hoppin' Tom game calls, and he sent them to me. We might need to put them. He got them in coast to coast. They might need to go in Dunn's too. Oh, Russell Hanson over in Sumter County is tuned in. He said, "Old white guys with white goatees, my kind of people. A lot of experience on my screen. Happy New Year." He's right about that.
Happy New Year. Well, hey, Joel, you didn't really mention, some of the bass stuff you had that, you had those pose crankbaits that, that I guess they're out of business. You don't see them much. I know on eBay, they're very expensive on eBay. If you buy them, it's a cedar bait with a heavy coating on it. And some of them, the classic plus are weighted and stuff like that, and the younger fishermen, they don't know who David Fritz is. They don't know about how good those pose crankbaits are, and that I seen some of those pose crankbaits that David won the classic with. I seen some of them $25-$30 a piece on the internet, and that those are you can't just find them anywhere, and you still got a few of those you've had for a long time, and those are that really still catch fish.
Well, I've seen a time when me and you was fishing with them. If we done broke off and broke down to the last one, we would literally want to get in the water and swim down there and get that thing off, so we'd have to fish with the rest of the day.
I remember you holding a pole and me going down the line to get one off. I remember that.
I'd like to have
that
a video
one.
of this.
That yellow with the green back had the red breast with the weight in front like that. I remember going down at Buzz Roots, going down there to get one.
Yeah. Well, you caught an 8-pound bass on it right in the mouth of
Liddell's. I did. I got him hanging on the wall right over there. I caught him in the mouth of Liddell's on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to crappie fishing. We'll get to Shane and Travis in a minute. Kenny Massengill sent me a picture today of a heck of a lot of fish he caught. Now I don't know if he caught them on them rattle traps, Joe Allen. We got to question him about those fish he caught on those rattle traps.
Well, probably those rattle traps. It's like we used to do with the old jigging spoon. It was probably the same scenario.
Mm-hmm. Just
popping them up off the bottom.
You bump off the bottom, up and down.
Old Brandon Threadgill said he went on Millers Ferry the other day. I think it was Christmas Eve too. And he said that all those sunk Christmas trees had ornaments on them, and he caught some fine.
Yeah, I think he insinuated that the trees had the red balls on them was better than the one with the green.
And I don't know Matt Chambliss, but he has been wearing them out over on the Tom Bigby River. Tim Maddox, we mentioned that. He's wearing them out up there at Bankhead. And once again, Kenny Massengill caught 21 one that weighed 20 pounds and 14 ounces today. And Mike Letkins caught some below the dam. But now let's go to let's start out Christmas Eve. This is Christmas Eve. Old Shane got down here and went out there, and he was chasing those schooling fish. And I had the luxury of going with him Saturday. And let me tell you what, we smoked them. We done sure did. Riding in the boat with Shane chasing those schooling crappie is like riding in a go-kart. That's how he's going in that river, chasing them fish now. I need a seat belt on my seat. But boy, that was fun. And he has got it down. And that is a 223 he's holding on the right there. And we caught 23 slabs. We didn't have a little one in the bunch. And then also on Christmas Eve, this is what I'm talking about now. Travis and Kiersey went out there. They didn't only look at all them crappie they caught, but y'all caught them darn catfish too, Travis. That is a mess of catfish. And Kiersey's in the studio with us. She's not on the camera, but she's got a live mic.
I'm here.
Anytime you want to say something, Kiersey. Were you cold?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I stole Travis's sweatshirt, so I was unprepared.
Talk about that day, Travis. Talk about that day. Now, you threw some jugs out the night before, right?
No, that was the day.
That was okay.
We went to go jugging. I had some bait that Big Bama Brian I got from him, I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had a hid in Joe Allen's freezer over there in the shed. But we was going to go put some jugs out, and she said, where are we putting in? So I'm going to put in at Joe Allen's. That's where the bait's at. So I put in there, and we went, and I dipped it in the water, got it thawed out. Some of it was basically froze whenever I was hooking it. But we went and put out, I think, 17.
Yeah,
17 in shallow water. The wind was blowing real bad. They wasn't pulling no water. And I got way over and watched my depth finder. I said, I'm going to try to keep them in 3 foot of water because they're all short lines and let them blow across the flat. And I got up there baiting, and I told her to just keep the boat towards, a certain stump. I said, you keep the boat going. I'm going to bait them. So I'd put out 5 and wait about 100 yards, put out 5 more, and veered more to the right of the slough, and I put out 5 more. And had 2 extras. I just threw them out with them. And we sat there and watched them a while, and then caught a couple of fish. And the wind was kept going. I said, we got to get them because they're going to go to the bank. So I moved them back over, found some more deep water, and I moved them back over. And I said, they'll go all the way across. I said, well, let's go see if we can find some white perch. And we leave the jugs alone. So we went up the river, and I got over there on the bank with that side scan. I got to looking, and I had my live scope down too. And we pulled up.
So you look at your side imaging and your
I leave my trolling motor down and just got it looking out front like 75, 50 foot, 50 foot to 75 foot. And whenever I see something, I'll jump up there and look at it with the live scope, see if it's fish on it. Because I ain't got the fish finding down good on the side imaging good. But whenever I seen it, we pulled right over there. I give her a reel. I said, we for some red deep. And it was all big ones.
Sure. How deep was it?
They was in deep water, like 17, 18 foot water. Like, they wasn't but 8 to 10 foot under it, 12 foot underwater.
Mm-hmm.
I tell her, drop it down, let it go right by them, and ease it back up and get it right above their head. When they get after it, don't stop drilling.
What was you using? Gray Ghost?
The Gray Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all talking about go get a lure when it gets hung. That's how I am with them jigs. I want to dive down there and get it. Because they white perch love them.
And that's Limits Tackle, the Gray Ghost. You go to Facebook, Limits Tackle, call old Steve. He'll put your order in the mail and send you a link on PayPal. You pay for it on PayPal.
Pay on PayPal. I bought $200 and some worth of them. $68 for 50.
Adam Atkins said it was tough on the Warrior this afternoon.
What weight were you throwing, Travis?
I got the 32nd, the 16th, and the 8th.
Okay.
If they won't hit one, I got reels rigged up. I'll drop them another one.
Go swapping sides.
Yeah, whatever they like the little ones. Them did.
The big ones.
I'm not a crappie professional, but I swap it up. If they ain't biting something, I try something
No,
else.
but you like Kirby Smart. You like Kirby Smart. You trying to take over the old master, the old goat. Joe Allen, he's the goat, and you are his student. You trying to take over. You trying to beat the goat.
All I gotta do is throw him a pound cake and he's done.
Big Daddy, I was telling you, the other day, I've been fishing over there for a little over 30 years. You've been fishing for probably 35 or 40 when how long that thing's been impounded. So we've done a lot of this and been through it.
Well, I mean, and like just you talking about, the cycles that we've seen over the years where, the crappie fishing was great and then it was terrible, and the bass fishing was great and then the crappie fishing was great and the bass fishing was terrible, back and forth. I mean, you took me to Millers Ferry when I was 14 the first time over, and wouldn't get in the tournament. I begged you, let's get in that tournament. We had 7 fish weighed 35 pounds. He wouldn't even dare go, and like he didn't think I could catch one. And we wore that butt up at River Bluff, Big Daddy, in them cypress trees right there going before they had the road in there. We left the land and trolled over them cypress trees. We caught 35 pounds and 10 fish. In that it was a tournament. And Big John wouldn't get in the tournament because he didn't have no confidence.
That was that Little Dixie.
Yeah, Little Dixie. Yeah, with the next week, me and Joe Allen won it the next month, and I won't never forget to get the polygraph test to come up here and had a tape recorder. We had to talk into it. He said he was going to send it to a voice analysis.
Oh Lord. Well, I tell you, crappie fishing's good on the lake. But however, I went yesterday. I got in the water about 11 o'clock, fished till about 3. I didn't get a bite yesterday. Those fish were gone. Every place we caught them the other day, they were gone.
Did we get any color on the water, Big Daddy?
No, it was pretty clear. Mm-hmm. I don't know where they went, but they were pulling water all day long. They wasn't pulling it the other day, and that had something to do with it. All right, let's go to small game. I got a note here. I want to remind everybody. I don't know how this works. This is the Monroe County Coon Hunters Association. They've got a double header night hunt, December the 29th and January. I guess it's December the 29th through January the 12th. Zach Bartlett is who you call to contact 251-593-1410. I don't know much about those night hunts. I guess it's just a big hunt. Is that the way to do it, Kevin?
Yeah, well, if he does, the ones I used to go on, those sanctioned hunts, they'd have like different categories. You had the hunters class, and you had your grand night, you had your dual grand nights and stuff like that, and but it was all low point hunting. You didn't shoot the coons. I don't know about this one.
All right. Also, this weekend is the second of 3 Wilcox Area Chamber Big Doe contests. That will be Saturday and Sunday. You can weigh them in at Venison LLC from 9 to 12. Excuse me, and from 5 to 8. Now, at 8:01, they gone from there, so don't even think about bringing one in after 8 o'clock. Venison LLC, that's Saturday and Sunday. A $20 ticket gets you in it, but you don't have to use it. It's still good for the big buck contest, but that is this weekend. And also coon hunting going on, squirrel hunting going on. I even got, for the first time in my broadcasting career, I got a picture of a fall turkey yesterday. Somebody killed a turkey in Monroe County, and it is legal. Turkey season is in Monroe and Clark County. It is legal. When I got that picture, I was kind of skeptical a little bit, but Chloe Dees killed her first turkey.
I thought Clark County went for the extra days in the spring. I wasn't sure about that.
No, I think it's 5 counties in the state, and Clark and Monroe are 2 of them.
Well, you know, when I was a little boy, Big Daddy, that we would go deer hunting and like we find a bunch of turkey roosts or something like that. You know, we go back early in the morning with our turkey guns, you know, and we scatter them out like flush them out of trees, and then sit down and just start yipping, just loud you yip, and they just all come back, and then we kill one. It's like every time we found a bunch of them roosted that we could kill one.
That's what everybody did down here back years ago. During, you know, you would go kill a wild turkey for your Thanksgiving turkey.
That's right.
Yeah. Anybody in the fall? Do you know certain states still have where you can hunt turkeys? I know the northern states have turkey dogs.
Oh yeah.
They have a dog that'll go and bark at them, and the turkey would pay attention to that dog, and you can walk up there and just shoot him out of the tree.
Yeah.
Ain't no sport to that, but they do that.
Well, I mean, that's like, you know, your dog hunters, you know what I mean? Just like same thing with a bear or coon like that. It ain't much sport, but it's all about the dog. It's about the dog, you know.
Yeah. Hey, old Rick Pipkin sent me a video of his dog. I love to watch them dogs work them quail. I can tell you what, and that's going on. A lot of quail hunting going on.
Well, our special season be coming up the 1st of February, ain't it right, Big Daddy?
I think you're right. And also the deer hunting now. I mean, I have been doing this a long time. I can't ever remember the big bucks that I have been getting this time of year. And I'm seeing some rut activity around Wilcox County right now. Y'all hearing about any, Joe Allen?
I hadn't yet talked to some guys that were headed up toward North Alabama, up around, what is it called, Okmulgee or something like management area. They said they're already starting to rut there, and then they'll work their way back down hunting here when the rut starts here.
Okay.
Well, you know, I talked to several people where it was kind of like your little Christmas lull, December lull, you know, and I was talking to a real avid deer hunter, you know, and the 24th or the 23rd was the shortest day of the year, and that's one of the triggers for the rut. As the days start getting longer, that triggers. Exactly. Plus, you have that full moon right there at Christmas. The full moon in January usually starts. So you probably got the one in December is kind of, because it's so late in the year, in the month, that's probably going to get it going too. And I was talking to this guy, he didn't want his name brought up, but he told me that your really, really, really big bucks, they gonna breed before all the rest of them, because they'll breed like when the rest of the deer are all pawing the ground and stuff like that and making scrapes. Them first few does that come in, they'll breed then, you know. So the bigger bucks will be in the second time the does come in heat when you start killing your really big bucks. And I had never heard that from a deer hunter. And it was like, I'm not sure it's his opinion, is a theory, but he said that there was he said that over the years he's had a lot of success like that on the bigger bucks.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's your son being killed. Now, I don't know any duck stories. I was gonna get Shane to tell us about his Louisiana trip. He got some speckle bellies he brought back, Joe Allen, for you to cook.
I got a duck story to tell.
Come on with it.
When we was up in Birmingham today and coming back, all them catfish ponds, there was some of them that was loaded down. And
really?
Somebody said one time that's the reason we're not getting as many ducks on the lake now, is because they catching them up there, keeping them up on them catfish ponds. And after looking at it today, I believe it.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I hear David talk about that all the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, the ducks, they move within fronts, and you know, you got, you know, to get them out of that refuge up there at Muscle Shoals and move them out of these catfish ponds, we gotta have ice. You gotta have ice in North Alabama, and then you're gonna have 2 or 3 waves come through. You know, because I remember back when I duck hunted at Millers Ferry, you know, we'd have about 3 weekends out of the season that it'd be good to hunt as it was in Arkansas. But that, you know, you had to be there when it happened. You know what I mean? You had to go hunting and sit there through the miserable day and kill 2 ducks and all that kind of stuff, you know.
All right, now, Travis, I remember when you first started crappie fishing with Shane, before you got all your electronics and started learning all this stuff, you was giving free seminars out at the mill. And what's the schedule on your seminars, and are they free or are you charging for them?
No, I don't even talk about it.
Don't nobody call you want to go fishing with you now, dude.
Yeah.
That's because I go.
I'm gonna be his agent, Big Daddy. We're gonna start negotiating and working prices.
Hey,
I want to get Joe Allen to go with me. Me and him used to fish a good bit.
and
And everything that every
His
time I've
battery
been
just
with
died,
Shane,
probably.
I think he just left because he's mad at you.
every time I've been with Shane and you, Big Daddy, and Joe Allen, Scott, I pay attention and watch and learn.
yeah, I tell
Because
you,
I moved over here and I moved over here. When I moved over here, I said, I'm going to start fishing. That's when I went and bought that boat. Hadn't fished in a long time. And I moved over here and now that's all I do is fish.
you sure do.
I don't deer hunt no more. I take my little girl, but she says she's done now.
Yeah, but she's liking them crappie too, I
Oh,
think.
yeah. She can catch them too.
Well, I appreciate you and Kiersey coming in here today. I tell you what, that y'all kind of made the show set in for old Shane. We missed old Shane. Y'all be sure to tune in tomorrow night on Shane Jones Fishing at 7:00 for Crappie Cast. Him and John Palmer will be talking about their weekend fishing, and I'm sure Shane will talk about his duck hunt out in West Louisiana. What you gonna do this weekend, Kevin? We need to do a little practicing for Monday.
Yeah, well, it's possible. I said that Brody's he's in Westboro, Louisiana at a 3-day bareback school, and that they're gonna book horses tomorrow and Friday all day. As many as you can. 30 cowboys got invited. Brody got invited, and I had debated riding over to watch, sit in bleachers and watch him book some horses, but I'm not sure yet. But anyway, he's getting ready for the if I say it right, the NCPRA finals in Huntsville, and it's the 4th through the 6th, and then he'll leave from there going to Missouri Valley to finish signing up for school and get moved in, and a big time in his life, big opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good luck to him. And if you want to go this weekend, holler at me, and we'll go throw a few jugs out if we can get some bait.
10-4, yeah. I got one new place I wanted to go throw out 8 or 10 test jugs, just see if there's anything in there.
All right, 10-4. The big jugging annual New Year's Day jugging event is coming up this weekend. Is Rayleigh gonna fish with you?
No, she's not gonna be here.
What about Scott? I know Kiersey's gonna be in there, but I mean, Team Dirty Hooker, is that gone?
No.
Huh?
No.
It's gone?
No.
Scott's just gonna have to move to honorary member.
Well, he got him that big fine new boat.
He's got him a fine boat.
Yeah,
I know.
He got him a crew.
His problem now too is like mine's bait.
Yeah.
This time last year, we was catching so many bait shad off the Marina Bridge. I went in the marina yesterday with live scope from all the way out to the river, all the way in there. There's no shad in there. You can throw a net till you get blue in the face, and you might get 1 or 2, but they're not in there. And this time last year, we were catching buckets of them, and I kicked myself in the butt for not freezing them then.
Hey,
I'm out.
Captain Troy wants to know about the oysters. He's supposed to bring some oysters this weekend, Kevin.
Yeah, we talked about that. I hadn't talked to y'all about it. He told me he was going to bring a sack of oysters and he was going to shuck them for us and show us how to do it.
Yeah, we need to make that happen for sure.
Yeah, we need that'd be a real good Saturday afternoon deal right there after we go jugging in the morning.
All right, everybody, we got to go. Once again, we're not going to have a podcast drop this week. We're taking the week off. We'll drop another one next week. We just wanted to do a special show tonight for everybody, and I appreciate Travis and Kiersey coming in here. Appreciate Joe Allen popping in. We miss Shane. He'll be back next week. Kevin, you did a good job as usual. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll be back next week, same time, same channel, right here on the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report.
Pap taught me every critter's track and how to set a hair trigger on a trap. He taught me to shoot, scale, and skin and make a snare with a leather strap. He taught me to be a part of the woods and all his woodsy tricks. Said you gotta walk soft on 2 light feet and try not to break no stick. I thank Daddy for my savvy, how to hunt and how to carry anything that I might need to get a piece of skillet meat. How to walk and how to hide, how to crawl and how to slide, how to sneak, stalk and climb and do it all on 2 light feet.